the power of the dark side.
Welcome to Star Wars Unlimited, your source for everything Star Wars. This morning, as you sit down and you grab your cup of Joe, like I did, wanted to follow up on some, or not follow up, excuse me, get you caught up on some latest Star Wars news that is making the rounds. And one is right out the bat, an interview from Variety, where it has Oscar nominee Rian Johnson, who was nominated for Knives Out, and Rey tries to throw the lightsaber into the fire, where Luke catches it and says, this is like the honorable weapon of a Jedi, and which Star Wars fans, that's what we wanted. I mean, that's the respect for a lightsaber has to be there. So that part of The Last Jedi, it just started off bad for fans. But if Disney is still looking to do something with Rian Johnson, there's, as a fan, we don't want Rian Johnson back, but Rian Johnson is a fan of Star Wars, and I think that's something that fans would always forget, because he did visit, some of the sites. He said he was a fan, and when we look at the movie, it looked like he tried to continue the tradition with kind of like a New Hope, with a new Jedi that's possibility with Force, with the kid that grabs the broom with the Force. So I'm not going to discredit the man. I would have something just to watch over him, and to see what he will be doing, because the man does. It's obviously he can write, he can direct, but in the Star Wars universe, I just think he has to. There's guidelines you need to follow, basically, as we would, fans would say. There's guidelines, and those need to be respected. So that happened, and another news that I know a lot of us don't really want to hear, but it's happening. And we knew it would, but the box office plummeted to 92% of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, which is unprecedented, right? When you have a number one movie in theaters and it falls to 92%, that's not good. Of course, it fell to the latest number one movie, which is 1917, and Disney has to look at themselves like it didn't have the staying power. Rise of Skywalker didn't have the staying power. And I'll say this: many people can say whatever you want about Attack of the Clones and The Phantom Menace and those movies, but to me, those movies were a lot better than The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. And The Rise of Skywalker was just nothing but fan service, right? So the fact that it fell that far, it was nearing already the 1 billion, and I'm pretty sure it's going to hit the 1 billion mark for sure. Because the last time I checked, I think it was at 912 million. So it's gonna hit pretty soon the 1 billion mark, which is good, definitely good for Disney, but definitely not what they wanted, because there are reports saying that they've already lost around 2 billion with Star Wars, and I think that's where Disney is trying to definitely fix it for the fans, to come back with the fans. So all that news, the Rian Johnson thing, coming back to Star Wars, I do want him to redeem himself, because from what I've heard, he's a Star Wars fan, and from The Last Jedi, it just didn't seem that we didn't get a film from a Star Wars fan. That's my opinion. Might not be yours, but I do really believe in redemption and second chances, and I think, I would be interested to see what Rian Johnson could do now that he has really felt the fans of Star Wars, after the reaction of The Last Jedi. And Disney and Lucasfilm now listening to the fans is definitely great. They definitely want to fix it. Obviously, at the box office, Rise of Skywalker is pretty much probably going to leave theaters sometime in February. If not, it'll definitely be taken off a lot of screens by then. So yeah, that's your morning cup of coffee with me and the latest news from Star Wars. There are some more news that is coming out, and we'll go ahead and get you guys caught up on that. But want to go ahead and wish you guys a good morning and have a very nice day in a galaxy far, far away. Take care.
The Force will be with you, always.